So the Grammys, I'm not interested in the Grammys or anything like that. But I looked to see who won what. And I saw that Chappell Roan, who has won Best New Artist. Chappell Roan, who is somebody who, here on my stream, I decided to find out about. I think I decided to find out about her live on my stream. Because I was like, who is she anyway? Keep seeing her fucking name pop up. Don't know anything about her. Who is she? So I looked her up on the stream, and that's it. I know everything about her. I know everything. Best chance. So got up and read a thing out for like a kind of book. Like a notepad sort of thing, but in a kind of, like, dressed as a, I don't know what it was. Dressed as a, what would you call one of the kind of cone hat? No, a dunce cap, but one of these kind of, like a kind of damsel sort of thing. Big long pointy thing with a wee thing kind of coming down for it. Like a princess, like kind of damsel up a tower type of thing. Reading for a book, and what was she saying? She said something like, record industry needs to change because when she was just starting out or something, really they don't look after you. And I think she got axed, dumped or something to begin with, and then this new label snapped her up. I don't know, but the old one dumped her, and there's no healthcare and money or something, because it's America and you need all that fucking carry on there. And she says this needs to change. She said, record labels did she say, we've got you? No, what did she say? She said it in a kind of fucking with the grammar sort of thing. We got you, but do you got us? That's what she said, I think. We got you, but do you got us? She said, big cheers and all that, tears in the audience and everything, people standing up. And I thought, and I looked at the comments in the video, people go like, what a moment. When she put down her Grammy in order to like turn the page in her book, and people were like, that's amazing. I was like, is it? And I was looking at it. I'm 50. I'm 50. And I was looking at what she was saying, and that was this morning. I watched the video, and I spent the rest of the time between then and having a shower and left it thinking how people say a thing and they go, this would be good. Like, imagine like Spotify. You'll occasionally get a musician of some kind saying, Spotify needs to change. They don't pay their artists, the artists enough. You've got to have 1 million, billion, trillion streams to get paid like 3 pence. That kind of thing, right? And then you read something like that and you go, aye, something should happen about that. Christ, that's terrible. You think that. And you do nothing about it. You might consider, I'm going to go to Tidal, or I'm going to, you don't. And even if you went to one of these other ones, they'll probably do the same eventually or something like that. So I was thinking about that. I was thinking about what she said about the record. That's never kind of standing up clapping. And I was thinking, but what difference will that actually make? Because some people are saying in the chat, this is going to change the music business. And other people going like that, lol, no it won't. But some people going, this is going to change the music business, this speech. And obviously my first thought when I read that was, it's a quote for a film. Chicory says, idiot children, close. Very close. Young Fool. Yes, Wild Steve. What film is that? Return of the Jedi. And I, like, for about half an hour, I was thinking about how come people are, it's not that they're unintelligent. How come we are so fucking stupid? Nothing really works. Or at least people, how come we've no worked out? I'm going to try not to go on and on and on, right? Too fucking right, Limmy, about Spotify. We're all complicit when we still use Spotify, in the bin with it. Well said. How come we're all so fucking stupid that we haven't worked out a model, a way of getting things done? Right, so imagine she said that thing about the record industry and all the rest of it. It needs to change, look after your artists and all the rest of it. Will that mean that that's now going to happen? My guess is no. Why? But Sheena said something that's right. And surely they'll do that then. No, because they're going, we don't need to. And we care about, the shareholders, and the money needs to keep coming in, and that's just going to affect it. We don't really need to. Where else are you going to go? You might go to them, and, what can we people, us, do about that? If we want to. No much. I was thinking, what I'm saying is, how can she make that happen? How can somebody make that happen? How can anybody make anything happen? Look, I've spoken about this before. I walk through the town, maybe, and I see some post of some political thing or something, a rally or some kind. And I'm like, I've seen these things for fucking years. Did it really make a difference? Does that in this shite make a difference? I've talked about a Scottish independence thing. I voted yes, but I'm critical. The articles for the yes, sort of, a lot of yes folks seemed a bit too fucking highbrow, a bit too group wank, fucking aren't we clever, talking to themselves sort of fucking way. Thought, you just don't know how to communicate. You just don't fucking get it. You just fucking don't. And I was thinking about all these things because of what Chappell Roan said. I was just thinking, has nobody worked out how you get things done? Has nobody worked out, here's the system, here's the model. This is what needs to be done. Like an equation. I'll be doing like algebra with my son, looking at algebra and things like that, right? And looking at different types of equations for the areas of this and the volume of that and all that sort of stuff. And just kind of looking at equations and just seeing it reminds you of these equations are like Pythagoras theorem, which I can't fucking remember, square root plus the square root is something of the, and E equals MC squared. And I've thought about how the fuck they work that out. Is there no an equation? Can there be an equation that takes into account of how people are and their attention spans and how likely they are to be into a movement of some kind and then lose interest in that movement due to they've not got enough time. You're past a certain point that they care. New things are likely to come up. Somebody else in that movement has turned out to be a wank. So even though the whole movement wasn't their idea, and even though you're not going along with it because of them, simply by them being there, you're kind of no interested anymore. Or imagine there's some sort of big rally for some movement, and one of the speakers turns out to have said something 5 years ago, which was very bad, that he's since apologised for. But still, though, it's just sort of came out. So it's as if it's just happened. And then people go like that. 50% of people go like, no, not attending that rally then, unless they get removed. The other 50% are saying, no, I think they should still be there. I mean, they have apologised. Splits it all up. Divide and rule sort of thing. A kind of naturally occurring divide and rule. Nobody's actually caused it. Nobody's actually set out to fuck the whole movement up. But it just does that. An equation that takes into account the fact that people can't really stay united. They haven't got the patience. They don't got the fucking tenacity or determination to stick with a thing. They've got their envy problems that come up. Go, why should I care about fucking musicians and all that when I've just got hit with a fine by the council because I fucking parked my motor on a curb by like 1 centimetre? Fuck them. You know, like what's the equation? So that you can take it onto account and go, this is what makes something happen. Do you know what I mean? This is what it takes. This is how much it needs to be in the public attention. This is how you make somebody care about something. This is how much you should use shame. This is how much you should use shame, because then people react against it and start going like, don't you fucking wag your finger at me. You're acting like, oh, I'm a fucking bad person. You're the one who, then all that starts. It's all fucked. What's it measured in? Well, it's measured in, does the thing, that the objective get achieved? Whatever it is you're setting it today. I just feel that people haven't worked out people yet. Have you ever seen stuff on social media where people want you to get involved in something, or they're criticising somebody for something, and you read it and you go, I get it, but... Or, I know, but... For example, that person before said, no, you're right about Spotify. We're all complicit in it and all that. I get it in the bin. I'm not getting it in the bin. I'm not putting it in the bin because I like to have that thing that everybody else has got. I like the wee green icon. I'm used to it. I know how it works with Alexa. Everybody talks about it. I don't want to be like, I'm not on Spotify. I'm on this thing. Oh, yeah, so fuck, we're on this. I mean, I don't really mix with anybody anymore, but... convenience kills. Aye, that people don't seem to realise that really fucking matters. That really, really matters to a lot of people. It shouldn't, but it really fucking does. Convenience, simplicity, fun, familiarity are more powerful than the right thing. And you get people going like that. They might argue some sort of point in an ideal... I'm rambling now, right? But they might argue some point in an idealistic way. This is how things should be. This is what people should be then. I know, but they don't, though. I don't. You don't. We don't. You know, a lot of people, they don't live in the fucking real world where people will do the wrong thing because it's just kind of a bit fucking simpler. It's just a bit easier. And unless and nobody can do anything about it, you can't shame anybody because we're all in it. I don't mean we're all on Spotify. I mean, we all do it. If one person does it and other people do it, we all do it. It's in us all, is what I'm saying. There'll be something that you're doing that is fucking shameful. I know that. You know that. So when somebody else tries to kind of shame you for some sort of thing, you might go like that, I suppose I shouldn't. If it happens too much though, you might be like, why if I go to fucking deprive myself of this and that when I know that you fucking don't? Musicians continue to get screwed by that business model. I don't want to shame anyone by saying what I have. Far from it. There's just bad effects of people trying really hard to make a go of their talent. I just want to say this. This is kind of what I'm talking about here, right? And this applies to everything. See what you just said there? I agree with it. See in 5 minutes, see in 5 seconds, I won't care anymore. I really care now. I've only cared then. Because in the same sort of way that somebody can die and you're devastated, and then a year later, or 5 years later, 10 years later, or a month later, it gets better. Your mind has got a way of helping you get out of something, cope with something, deal with something. I think in the same sort of way, something you think you should be doing, aye, Christ, and you feel that, aye, I'm going to do the right thing. A wee bit of time, a couple of hours, a couple of minutes, weeks, you don't really care. If nobody else is really putting the pressure on you to do that thing, fuck it. Don't really care. You might not consciously no care. You might not be like that. I've made the decision, fuck them. Don't get into music then. If you want to earn money, don't get into music. Fuck you. It's not that you're saying that. It's just you're like, aye, well, I'm sure hopefully they'll sort it out. I mean, you know. So, what my point is, somebody somewhere, because it's not going to be me, should work out an equation of how to persuade people, the public, to do a certain thing. The likelihood that it will happen. What it takes for it to happen. How long it has to go on for. How many people need to be involved. This, that. How shameful, unacceptable. Where the pressure comes from. Things like that. Cambridge Analytica already did it. It's always like folk like that. They've got it all worked out. Or The Sun. I've said that before, but things like put things simply and stupid wee fucking headline looking things are very persuasive. And you get people who hate people like that and refuse to use those same techniques. That's good, is it? Yes, it is. It is good if you want to learn about effectiveness. In fact, what you've just said there is exactly what the fucking problem is. You've just actually said the wrong thing. Oh, and that's good, is it? There you go, that's it fucked.